everyone. This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 345, and we're recording on September 30th, 2025. I am Doug, and joining me today we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
Check us out, your favorite podcast platform. Sub to us on YouTube, it really helps. Join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. That last one. Join the Discord and be a part of the nation. You're going to want to join the Discord because next week in Korea is Chuseok, or the Harvest Festival, which means there's essentially no music. I think there's like 2 songs coming out. So next week, what we're going to be doing instead is a TXT Soju bomb.
Hey.
So either tomorrow, the day you're listening to this, which is Wednesday, or maybe the following day, Thursday, we're going to have up the TXT Soju bomb. We came down to 13 title tracks that we're going to include, and you could join the Discord. There should be a TXT Soju Bomb channel, TXT chat channel, and you can score the songs and discuss with everyone else. So join the Discord for that. Additionally, today we're recording on a Tuesday. Normally we record on Mondays, but Warren got caught up in some work stuff, so we had to move it one day. So please.
We're good, though. We're good.
Yeah, let us have your understanding on that.
Thank you for your understanding,
folks. Real life got in the way.
Yeah.
The Afterhours today, we're going to be talking about your feedback to the discussion of girl group and boy group excellency. It's a hot topic. So before we had our discussion, we wanted to see what everyone else said to get some bounce off you guys with some ideas. That's what we'll be doing after show.
Groups of the year.
All right. That is all the housekeeping. Let's get to the big new releases. We got 3 of them. Kind of interesting. Hearts2Hearts, Pretty Please pre-release. P1Harmony X, Tzuyu, and Corbyn Besson. I'm still trying to get used to this guy. With Blink, let's start at the top. Hearts2Hearts, Pretty Please. This is a pre-release. So Hearts2Hearts is teaming up with Pokemon for Pretty Please from its first EP Focus, which will drop on October 20th. So this is a pre-release for an EP that's coming out in 3 weeks, guys. But this is a opportunity for them to release this pre-release Pretty Please, and it is a collaboration with Pokemon, as you can see some of the characters throughout. They also filmed content at one of those Pokemon centers in Japan, so you could check that out on their YouTube channel. They are, of course, from SM. Last 2 songs were Style and The Chase. Guys, was this not like the most nostalgic-y SM song ever? Is it just me thinking this?
I do hear the old school pop sound here.
The dreamlike synths, you know? These are some SM staples. How did we feel about this, though, as a whole?
That's good. I like this. I think I got into K-pop a little bit after the sound started changing. So I kind of like heard like the tail end of it. But this feels nostalgic because of that. It reminds me of that early days when I was getting into the genre. Groups like Girls' Generation had this type of sound. Another girl group that I thought of that is, I guess, technically more recent is A-Pink. Like more of their early songs kind of had this vibe as well. Very, not like, I don't know if it's the term would be bubblegum, but like very like more in the cute side, like more in the like soft vibe. And it's nice. I think we haven't had a ton of girl groups go with this vibe in a while, so it's nice to hear it again.
It's I think it is worth calling out that there's two sides to this conversation. I do think we are clearly doing a call out to second generation K-pop, transitional third generation K-pop, particularly that like girl group core sound. I'm thinking about the aesthetic that came with like tracks like Kissing You. Man, and that was a part of my life.
It was a while ago, yeah.
It really was. And I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate that. On the other hand, I do want to call out that like even though that was a staple of that generation, New Jack Swing and this particular dreamy, pastel-y, bubbly version of it has been a very big staple in K-pop ever since. Like it's it's kind of maintained its life through like B-sides, through I don't know, like some title tracks. I don't want to say it's been the most popular thing, like but I do remember Triple S doing it in a pretty recent.
Oh yeah,
right. Cosmic Girls is technically third generation. Who else? I'm trying to think. It's not too difficult to find. If you start digging through like B-sides, it is a very big staple, especially on one of those 5-6 track standard K-pop girl group EPs that end with a ballad and has like one of these tracks in the middle. Twice had one earlier in their career. So it really feels like, while I enjoy the second generation nostalgia, it also feels like I'm not really hearing too much that's particularly interesting. It like, yes, the multi-person chorus is really good. I think that's been like a signature Hearts2Hearts thing that's really worked the style. Now they're carrying it over here, and it feels like we're setting up for something really nice with this entire EP. But there was a nice. Sorry, I didn't mean nice, but there was a change up in the middle of the track where we suddenly had this old schooly hip hop, and then the girl started rapping in triplets, one of those. And that felt like it was very peak second generation core, you know what I mean? Like that kind of rap. Not something I wanted to see return to K-pop, but I guess that's what we're doing. I don't know. Doug, how'd you feel? This is like, I feel like you grew up the most with this.
I like this song. It's a catchy ass song. One other group you guys are failing to mention, it's not a Gen 2. This has SCS vibes, extremely.
Oh, yeah, I could hear that.
Throughout the entire thing. Okay, number one, let's temper the expectations. It's a pre-release, right? Also, it's technically a PPL track with this Pokemon collab that they're doing, right?
True.
Yeah, the music video features Pikachu and other starter Pokemon from the upcoming game Pokemon Legends Z to A, and that will also be used in game promotions. So this is a promotional track technically for this upcoming Pokemon game. I think for what we got here, I think there's a good part and a bad part. Good part first. I think it's a cute song, makes sense. I think that rap switch up made sense in the modern day. I thought that was, in 2025, I thought that made sense, putting that in there. On the flip side, though, Hearts2Hearts, I feel like at this point, I hear the grumblings from the netizens online, and myself maybe, saying that I feel like this group don't have really an identity at this point, right?
Right.
That first song, The Chase, was kind of like a little aggressive for an SM girl group off the bat, right? Especially
aggressive?
like
aggressive.
I'm not saying aggressive, but the chorus, the dance moves, like that's not expected off of because my thought initially was that Hearts2Hearts 9-member girl group was going to be really girly. I thought, right? That was going to be really bubblegummy girl group K-pop. That was my initial feeling. And The Chase wasn't that. I'm not saying we went dark like aespa, but it was not what I expected.
It had an edge. It had an edge.
Yeah, it was more edgy. Especially the choreography I thought was really cool. Style was more what I had thought this thing would end up looking like. And I was like, okay, this is more what I thought this group would be. And then we do one of these things where we go like really retro here, but at the same time, if you think of aespa, randomly at the beginning, one of their songs was a SCS cover, wasn't it?
It was
remake.
Dreams Come True.
That's what this kind of feels like to me. What we're doing here, we're just kind of like, we're doing an SM song here. We're just gonna do it, and then. If you think of aespa after this, we had Girls, which is not anything like SES sounding at all, right? So I think that although I like what this pre-release is doing, the fact that they released it 3 weeks before the actual EP identifies to me that it's not going to be similar to this. That's my feeling.
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty standard these days, right? Like pre-releases don't sound like titles anymore.
On a macro level. Interesting play here. It lets me know nothing about what the actual EP. On a micro level, I thought the song's fine. I thought it was cute. I thought it had a catchy chorus. I am not looking too deep into this one.
I do think it's worth let's talk about what you said near the end though, right? Like, cause like there is some discussion around Hearts2Hearts, and I think it's really interesting because they have a lot of shoes to fill. The expectation around SM is, crazy, reasonably so, and I think style got a lot more traction than I thought it would. People really liked it. There was a decent amount of virality. But there was the flip side of it was a lot of people saying like this just feels like another girl group from some mid-tier company that does girl group style music. And I think there's multiple layers to that conversation because I see that perspective. I do think this is another example of a track that feels like SM is pushing Hearts2Hearts into a direction that feels maybe a little generically girl group, if that makes any sense. Like this feels like a lot of what put girl groups on the map back in 2008, like Girls' Generation, that sort of thing. SM was really good at that. Doug mentioned SES, also an SM asset previously. And it feels like SM is really trying to pull at their strength there. Now, what I don't think they're recognizing is that has been duplicated and reproduced by so many different artists in the past decade.
So it's not unique.
I don't think it's. Yeah. And I think
I like that.
Yeah. So I think the people that are saying that it's a little too generically K-pop, I do think I see what they're saying. And that makes me hope that the next one puts them on that edge a little more. That's where I think the chase was a little more differentiated. And I liked what I was hearing. Style was nice too. Don't get me wrong. I thought the melodies were really solid. But it feels like there's a bit of pressure on SM right now. And I'd be really interested on seeing how they kind of push forward in that aspect.
I agree with what you're saying here. It's like, if no one else was doing this dreamlike aesthetic, you would be like, wow, this is an SM classic here, but it's not, right? Additionally, it kind of feels like this is the first true SM 3.0 group, right? So it feels like the people running this are like trying to capture the magic a little bit. I think that's what's also going on here. Now, we're going to have to see with the actual title track what happens because, here's the what people say online, the mean people say about this group is that they don't got star power, right? That's what the common thing I see people saying is, which I don't necessarily agree or disagree with yet. We got like what, 3 tracks, one of them the pre-release, right? Let's give some time here, right? If anything, they've released all the tracks in 2025. If this is my group and we're in year 1 and we're gonna have 4 music videos drop in 1 year, that's good in itself. Right?
Not bad. Yeah.
Not bad.
That's more investment than almost any other company would do in year 1, right? So I think it's going like everything else will build. Like that being said, the chase, even the debut thing sold 420K. The debut when no one knew who anyone was in this group. We're gonna have to see what this focus number is. I'm assuming it's gonna be much bigger than 400K now that people know who this group is. So let's hold our comments on star power. This group is doing well as an SM group, whatever. I'm going to hold it until the end of 2025 to have that discussion. As it stands though, I agree that this does hit the nostalgic vibes. I like it. I think it's catchy, but I can completely understand other people's opinion that, a lot of people do this, right? There's nothing stand out about this. I can completely see that argument. Any final thoughts? I think we summed up that pretty well, right?
I think that was a good final thought.
Yeah. The EP.
Same.
Focus.
Okay, can I say one thing about Hearts2Hearts? It's obvious they're really trying to push certain members of this group. Like, extremely,
Yeah.
They're pushing one short hair girl and one other girl so hard relative to the rest of them. I don't know if that's going to be an ongoing thing, but it's very evident right now. That's what I'll say. Like, even in the rap section, there's 2 girls rapping. Who else is dancing with them? That's all I'm saying.
I didn't notice. Yeah.
I think it's an unspoken secret that like K-pop companies have these paid viral posts on social media in Korea. The amount of content I get fed about 2 members in particular, dude, you have no idea. Like,
it's wild, right?
It is wild. Always those 2 members.
Yeah, I would like to be introduced more to some of the other kids. Like, I know Carmen's doing her thing. Shout out to Indonesia, but we need some more exposure for some of these other kids. All right, let's pivot. Second song, we have P1Harmony with X. They are from FNC, which I did visit last time I went to Korea. I went outside the FNC building, took a picture of. Last song, other songs were The Sad Song and Killing It. Speaking of FNC, the weird thing is if you go to Apgujeong and you go to FNC, right around the corner is the original SM building. Like, it's within 5 minutes of each other. So if you want to go to Korea, you could do that. Apparently they still use the SM building as well. But let's talk about P1Harmony and X.
Man, what a track.
Wait, you like this?
Wait, really? Nobody else?
That's fun. I thought it was nice.
I thought
Not for me, man.
think it was great.
Okay, let us know why it's great. I want to be sold.
Fucking banger. What are you talking about?
I thought the lyrics were cringy.
All right.
I didn't think it were that cringy.
I thought it
see
was
that.
a little pandery. Maybe it's just me.
I hear you on that, but I was
Okay.
I was a lot more
Go on the
sold.
vibes. What's the vibe? What are the vibes you're feeling when you're listening to this one?
I was sold on the vibes itself. The vibes were good. I think it felt very clear what they were trying to achieve at the sound design. Let's start there. I don't want to say this track is hyperpop because it's not really hyperpop, but I think it was very strongly influenced by a lot of hyperpop music, a lot of these electronic focused, over-processed pop sounds that's been very popular on the internet. Hence, some people started calling it internet music. And that's been something I've been really into in the past, like, I don't know, like 3-4 years. Like, you heard me rave over how much I like aespa. I liked the last Nina Jirachi album. That was really fucking good. One of the albums of the year for me. And I felt like this was pulling a lot of those aesthetics where we had these complicated synths, auto-tune heavy vocals. The sound, I think they sound great. The chorus, there's like repetitive that thing, which like Charlie really did a good job of putting that on the mainstream focus. But like while you're doing all those aggressive sounds, the melody line is very bubbly. The members sound bubbly in a really uplifting way. But there's some sort of, I don't know, there's some sort of duality to it that felt like there was a little bit of emotional hesitation being sold, you know what I mean? So that's where I was like, the lyrics are maybe a tad bit cringy, but you know what? I'm being sold. I don't hate it. On top of that, there's this added, I love the drum loop. We slip back and forth between trap, drill, and footwork that came out of nowhere. When's the last time you heard footwork in K-pop? Me, it's been a long ass minute. So, and then the song flows really well. There's not. I've had this problem with P1Harmony where there are forced sections in the song that felt like they were there to make a memorable scene, but without adding a lot to the song. Doesn't happen. Pacing is on point. Song flows really well. I also like the members sound really good. This was the first time I looked up member names to call them out. I think number 1, Kiho. Oh my god.
Okay, so if you're not aware of Kiho, right? If you're not like on the,
how are you not aware?
He's
of Kiho?
always viral on the internet.
Is he?
Like,
I had no clue.
He's like the most like MZ meme guy on the boy group side because he speaks English because he's from Canada. He's the most aware guy on the internet.
Steven Kiho Yoon. Kiho means a symbol in Korean. Steven Symbol Yoon. I think you are a symbol.
Like he's like if Haewon was a guy and from Canada, that's who this man is. He's like that.
Put
He's
him
like
on the spotlight.
aware.
Here's the thing. I think he had a really good understanding of how to use your voice so that it sounds great with autotune. And I know people hate on autotune. Fucking, it's 2025, people still do it. Whatever. There is a level to it where you need a lot of practice, you need a lot of understanding with the music to have your voice sound really good with autotune. Artists who have done a really good job of that like people like Travis and like a lot of the recent rap artists. I think the guys in chorus do a really good job. Like Martin, I think he's really fucking killing it. I would add Kyo to that lineup of people who are doing a really good job within K-pop. Like I was really sold. I think I touched on all the points. I just rambled for like 5 minutes straight.
I also had a note here about the vocals because I agree. I liked the effect they had, the autotune. I think it made sense with this instrumental, with the synths. To me, there was a certain quality to the autotune, especially when I think it's Jung who's singing in the chorus. The way he delivers the line, to me, I don't know, it sounded very much how the group or like the singer, I don't know if they're a group, Owl City. Do people know who Owl City is?
Owl City, Anita. Wow, what a
the way the vocals were done, I feel like it reminded me a little bit of that, where it was
Damn.
like
Fireflies, Anita. Fireflies.
Yeah, that's one of that's their most famous song.
Interesting callback.
Fireflies. But it's very electronic, very like synth heavy, and vocal effects as well. And I thought like, oh, it works really well. I liked how he sounded in the chorus, and yeah, no, I liked the vibes. I liked the instrumental. I liked how the chorus is a bit repetitive to me, but it kind of makes sense because it is like hinging on that like loop, and I think that's where you hear the vocal effects the most in the chorus. So I don't mind it too much, but it's fun. It's different than what I would expect P1Harmony from doing. Like this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Rambunctious, typically.
Right.
Yeah.
Their last 3 songs were not this at all, but this is cool.
Okay. Outside of my dislike of some of the lyrics this is a good song.
Yeah.
I think the vibes are very good on this one. I'll give you that. I think my
stand by what you said.
Song,
what do you not like about the lyrics?
If some dude let's say you're in college, right? Like Martin, and you're at some kind of thing where people are hanging out, and some guy decided to white knight really hard, and he goes, every girl deserves to have her exploration. Like if some dude said these lyrics, right, straight up, you'd be like, "The fuck is wrong with this guy? Should have a little fun without an explanation, guys. I
just want to have some fun.
She should have some fun without some explanation. Like I'm all for female empowerment. I just like as a dude, if I said this out loud, I feel like it'd come off a little cringy. That's all I'm saying.
I thought it was. I guess I took it as like. It didn't feel like this is something that I would hear outside of the context of the song. It's more like
that's
trying to play on the X part, right? Like trying to make that connection with the words and the chorus and the hook.
I like what they did there, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just poking some fun. If you just read these at face value, every girl deserves to have her exploration. She should have a little fun. No explanation. Exit on them when they hit the expiration, guys.
I think the major difference is if you and I say that in college and we're at a party, we're getting some looks. We're getting some fucking looks.
100%.
Now,
100%.
If my guy Steven Ki-ho Yoon says that at a party, then people are being like, yeah, of course. Like, yeah.
Steve, you tell him, Steve.
You tell him.
Yeah, I get.
And say that in autotune too. Yeah.
My other thing about the lyrics is it feels like that first half of the lyrics is doing, it's being a little pandery. But then the second half is trying to get some girl to leave her current boyfriend, right? I thought a little bit. I thought there was a little bit of this harmony there. I see what I did there with those lyrics. But let me drop a hot take though. P1Harmony, right?
Right.
P1Harmony, I think out of all the smaller this is clearly a upper mid tier boy group here, right? I wouldn't call them super popular or not. They're probably the best upper mid-tier boy group right now. That's my take, honestly, in terms of the music they drop. Like among their peers, the people they're competing with, I think they're doing the best. And I think what I'm trying to get to is I think they're extremely underrated for what they actually release. They get like not enough fanfare, in my opinion.
At least in the US, I've seen quite a bit of fandom for them, and I
Yep.
think they've had like a concert or tour series at some point. So I think maybe it's because of Kiho or his virality, but they have a good following.
How
in the
long have they
US.
been around?
They've
Oh,
been
this is
around for a
good.
while.
We're in year 5.
Yeah.
We're in
Yeah,
year
yeah,
5.
it's been a minute.
What year is like the group I would compare to, but this group is bigger now. When is it? 80s, 20 to 18? Okay, see, yeah, that's one of their contemporaries.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
how I consider it.
I guess if I'm thinking about how I typically react to like ATs, that makes a lot more sense. Cause like I'm looking at my previous scores for P1Harmony, and like you go back to episode 268, I gave Killing It, I gave it a tingly, and I have in my notes I gave it a 2 out of 5, which is not very
Damn.
good. I wrote Jongsup is good. I agree. Jongsup is really good. in
Oh,
this track, too.
you have been positive in the rap. Yes, I remember this.
I apparently lied earlier in this show. What do I know? Here's the thing. I have to admit, some of the stuff that P1Harmony's done in the past, well, at least the ones I remember, have been a hit or miss for me, in all honesty. They are not the most positive examples of tracks that have a hip hop backing to it in my head. What I like about this is instead of playing into like uncreative cliches, this feels a lot more fresh. It feels a lot more trend focused. It feels a lot more creative. It feels like we're thinking outside the box of a little bit of, oh, we're gonna do another trap boom bap West Coast bada ba ba bada ba ba ba. You know what I mean? Like we're doing a little bit more than that for once in our lifetimes, and it sounds really good. Oh, I don't know. I am sold on this fucking group. And you go back to one of these episodes. I'm not finding a good review from my end about P1Harmony. So for me, new stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, you want me to drop some metrics? I got good metrics about this group.
give
The
me your
vibes are
good metrics.
Okay, last 3 EPs, which is the last 3 things, right?
Yeah.
Actually, the last 2. Last 2 is more indicative.
Last 2.
Sad Song, September 2024, 319K, right?
Uh-huh.
You know how sales are down across the board? They released something, on May 8th, 2025, so a little bit after. 420K. This is one of the few groups with a positive trajectory right now between 2024 and 2025. They're up 100K.
Wow.
They're up about 33% sales on the last thing. We're gonna have to see this X number. If this X number is pretty high, then we're really cooking with gas right now, which is really good for them. I'm gonna look that up real quick on Twitter. Harmony sales. Come on, please be a big number. Hey, 490K day 1. Yes. Hey.
Nice.
So this is gonna
Nice.
go to 520 minimum. So we're up 100K each drop right now. This is a very positive trajectory for them. So overall, things are looking good for this group, for sure.
Good.
That's
Good.
good. That's good.
Good.
Okay, I guess I didn't dislike this one too much. I just thought the lyrics were a little cringy. I thought the vibes were good though. I kind of like what they're doing here. All right, let's pivot. We got okay, I listed Tzuyu first here from Twice, but it's actually on Corbyn Besson's YouTube channel. It's Corbyn Besson and Tzuyu of Twice, with Blink. So Tsuyu's from JYP. Her solo track, which released I think earlier this year, was Runaway. This man, Corbyn Besson, was from a boy group originally called Why Don't We? I'm not too familiar with this
That
group,
sounds
but
familiar.
he was in it. That group was in 2016 to 2022 from Atlantic Records. So it was a big label there. He was one of the members there. Here's my initial take. His YouTube channel has 240K subscribers, right? That's in the frame of musical artists. That's not that much. Do you think they paid Tzuyu out the wazoo to do this? like,
I don't know. Maybe.
like in the big scale of artists and YouTube channels, 240K is like nothing. Am I wrong? Like for like musical artists?
It's more than us.
I guess.
I know it's more than us, but like like this ain't no
Soloist, artist. Yeah.
this ain't no Bruno Mars, you know.
Oh,
Like,
God.
yeah.
No.
Well,
That being said, here's the thing. I came into this track and being like, I wonder what this is gonna be. I'm like, who is this Anakin Skywalker ass looking man on this K-pop track? That's what I thought.
Where did that come from? Okay.
I think he kind of looks like Anakin back in the day. But when I listened to this track, and I thought the vibes were good. I actually enjoyed this track. I thought it was fun. Am I alone in thinking it was fun?
No, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I guess my expectation went a little. It went somewhere else because when I saw the title, like, yes, Corbyn's name is first, but it's like and Tzuyu, so it's like same line. It's not like featuring. It's like I thought she was gonna have like a bigger role in the song, like a bigger section. And I mean, she's there in the music video, and that's cool, but her part is basically her like sing talking part in the chorus.
Sing whispering, Anita, if
sing
anything.
Whispering, yeah. And to me, I was like, oh, I kind of wish she could have gotten a verse or
it is worth
something.
noting. It is worth noting. Sorry, real quick. The official audio title of the track on like the streaming platforms is Blink featuring Tzuyu. So that's
Is it?
yeah.
Marketing
So they
ploy.
changed
Okay. Yeah. It's not
It's
the same
different
as
in
YouTube.
the YouTube video, but
Okay.
yeah, I guess that's where I felt a little disappointed that it didn't really like showcase her vocals a little more. Corbyn's part was good though. I think he has like the boy group aesthetic still
Yeah, he
carrying
does.
on.
He does.
Which I don't mind. I think it makes sense. The song was fun. The pre-chorus was really cool. I liked the melody. Like his voice there was nice as well. So yeah, I think it's a nice song. I just thought it would be a little more since Tzuyu was kind of hyped up to be in this.
But let's talk about that real quick, right? Because like you guys, not super familiar with Why Don't We? Not super familiar with this Corbyn Matthew Besson guy. He's apparently from Dallas. He is.
All right.
I had no idea who this guy is. My takeaway with the song is he should be in a K-pop group. Just fucking join the hype.
I was like, this man's K-popping it up down this street, and I thought it was compelling.
Dude, I am sold. I am fucking sold. Either that or get him on Disney and have him reboot this like High School Musical. Whatever.
Can I say something crazy? I was more impressed with Corbyn Besson's performance than I was impressed with Jewie's chorus.
I was
right
99% way more impressed with Corbyn Besson than I was with Tzuyu. Like,
yeah, I was like, this guy could do it. I was like, white man doing K-pop down the street. I was like, I like this, whatever this was.
yeah, no, this guy's giving like sugar-free Zac Efron in a really good way, and I'm sold. I'm sold. Like he is really dramatic and very over the top in a very endearing way. I really love how he sells that bridge, and I think he pair it with his visuals. I'm sold, and I think he does a great job of displaying in his vocals. Like I love the theme of the song, the way he sounds, what he's doing visually. All of it comes really well together, and I think I love all that. What holds me back about the song is, if I'm completely honest, Tzuyu. Like. And I know it's for some reason right now it's really cool to hate on Twice on the internet, TikTok, Reddit.
It is.
I've noticed.
It is. Yeah, it is.
There's a I don't want to bring too much attention to it, but there's this whole subreddit dedicated to hating.
I mean, okay,
Twice.
is it just me who that's popped up lately?
I keep muting it. I keep muting it.
Me too.
And it keeps
I keep
showing
muting the
up.
posts.
Fucking Reddit algorithms. I swear. I don't know. Whatever.
I'm completely aware of this too. I said, what the F is this? They're just hating for no reason.
I want to be very clear that I am typically very positive about Twice. I was very positive about Chael's last album, so take that for what that is. With this track though, I feel like Tzuyu is having the same issue she had with her solo release from like last year or so, where she sounds a little flat. Not gonna lie, flat. Not in flat and sharps, but flat as in like deflated a little bit, as in it sounds like she is uninterested, but like not uninterested in the man, but uninterested in recording the song, if you know what I mean. Like it.
My number one word was apathetic. It felt apathetic. And to be fair, like that's how I thought she sounded in her solo track, and that's how I kind of feel like she is as a person. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I've seen tons of Twice content, right? she's not the most emotive person ever, right? In general.
Right.
And I think it kind of reflects that a little bit.
And like,
but I liked it. But I would disagree with you because I thought her apathy actually kind of worked with him kind of responding to her in this track.
Here's the thing,
I don't know
though.
why. I thought it worked.
I think I was a little more sold when I saw the video, because when I was listening to it on the audio version yesterday, the experience is a lot less than when you're watching the visual of it and you see these guys interact, and I think visually the chemistry is there. Audio wise, I was like, is she like forced into the studio? Like, the apathy was not coming off in a good way. And like, believe me, my main genre of music is rap music, and like sounding chill like you don't give a fuck, that's a main mojo for rap music. Like, that's a big part of it. So I know how music can sound really good while sounding like you don't give a fuck. Tzuyu doesn't sound, I don't know. I don't think she just doesn't give a fuck about, again, I don't think she just doesn't give a fuck about Corbyn. It really just did not sound engaging from her in a very interesting way. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, you know, she's playing this person who's, you know, trying to play this game with Corbyn, you know, do all this and I might let you hit it. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? I get that. But at a certain point, it's got to be, again, apathetic about the man, not apathetic about the whole entire song performance itself. Otherwise, I love Corbyn Besson. I thought he was great. I thought
it was great too.
I love the vocal chops too. Like in the beginning where he did the blink, bop, rop. I think that was really cool. The guitars, he really cool.
He was just very compelling as an artist in general. Like, oh, I get it. This is a little on the nose, kind of Disney-y, kind of like teenage Bieber-y. You know, that's what it felt like. All these type of things together kind of felt like it. And I was like, oh, I get it. And he's killing it. Also, who hasn't woken up in a weird place in Seoul? Like, come on, guys. Very relatable. If you go to Korea and you drink the soju and you go a little too ham, you're going to wake up in a weird place. This man woke up in the middle of the street. It happens. People in Korea typically don't steal your shit either. You're having a good time, you know? If anything, they might buy you a bottle of water and put it next to you, you know? So, I thought for a music video that they literally like rented a street, rented a restaurant, rented an arcade, for how perceivably low budget this would be for K-pop, I thought it kind of worked. I don't know, like,
I like the shots.
I thought it was smart what they did with what they had. And they probably had Chewie for like 3 hours. They're like, you got to fill all of her parts in like 3 hours, guys. You know, she has shit to do. I thought they did a great job. I kind of agree. I thought Corbyn killed it. I thought Chewie. I think there could be various opinions of that, but none of it is hate, guys. Just let's keep that in mind. I think in the music video, the apathy kind of works because there's a call and response, the ad libs there with the way that they framed the shot. But I could see why it wouldn't in audio. What do you got? Any closing thoughts?
No, I think we covered it. I'm intrigued by Corbyn. We'll see if Tzuyu has another follow up as a soloist or maybe as a feature, but a different vibe maybe, and maybe a bigger role, so you get to see more of her vocals, more performance wise. But overall, I think it was pretty solid.
I was pleasantly surprised by this. I thought it was fun.
No.
You know, when I first saw, like, we got this collab track on the list this week, I was like, oh god, guys, what are you making us cover? But I get it now. I get it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was fun. That being said, can his management make him a Wikipedia page, please, at a minimum?
He doesn't have one?
No,
he has 1.7 million followers on Instagram. He don't got a Wikipedia page at this point.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing here, guys. Like, that seems like a easy search engine optimization for anyone who wants to find out about him, right? It should be right at the top or in the sidebar. I don't know. That's just my opinion there. But hey, fun song. Other songs released this week. We have The Kingdom. They released Last Flower, which was a special release. It was a special release, and it's kind of Chuseok-y. Like, they were in hanboks in it, so go check that one out. TIOT, My Pride, Woods, I'll Never Love Again, Yedin, Awake, Aimers, Called Game, Cordis. They released another B-side music video for Lullaby this time. We have S.Coups and Mingyu with 543 Pretty Woman featuring Lay Banks, and then we have Chen with Arcadia.
All right.
Hey, those were all the other releases this week. We have SojuScore. That's the segment where the crew, the Gochu Gang, and the SojuTalk Nation will score the new releases. Average song gets a 5. Songs that score above 7.3 enter the Hall of Spice. Last week, episode 344, we had Yugi Emma with a 5.98. XG Gala with the monstrous 8.32.
Let's go.
We had Taemin Vale with a 5.21, and we had Kickflip My First Love Song with a 6.96. Let me get the shit on the screen. All right, the songs, right? I mentioned the songs, I would assume. I don't remember if I did or not. Let's start with Hearts to Hearts, though. Hearts to Hearts,
Yes.
Pretty Please, first song we're going to be scoring. Oh man, I don't know if you're gonna like the score I'm giving. It was higher than it's a 7. Yeah,
That's fine.
Whoa!
Good.
Wow!
Bro, this is my wheelhouse of K-pop. This type of music.
No, I get the appeal because I also gave it a 7. I'm having a good time.
Wow!
Yeah, like is it revolutionary? No, but it's fun. I like the nostalgia. It's cute with the Pokemon too.
Man.
It's a 5 from Warren.
Yes.
Oh,
I could tell.
I thought it was
Shit.
pretty average.
You're average. We got SojuTalk Nation and Gochu Gang also voted for this track. They gave it a 6.67.
Oh my God.
And as a result, it gets a 6.42. The next one we got is P1Harmony with X. I upped my score here, guys. I thought it was a good song. I'm at a 6 with this one. I thought it was good.
Okay.
Good effort.
nice. I enjoyed this. This was unexpected from P1Harmony, and the electronic sound was cool. I give it a 7.
Damn. Anita, like double 7 from Anita is crazy.
I think this was one of the better boy group songs of the year. I have an 8.
Oh,
Whoa.
of the year.
One of the better. One of not the best.
Wow.
I know someone took that literally last time.
SojuTalk Nation also voted, and the Gochu Gang also voted. They gave it a 6.04. And as a result,
low.
it receives 6.76. Okay.
All right.
Finally, we have Tzuyu and Corbyn Besson with Blink. Hey, shout out to my boy Corbyn Besson. If I could give this a 6.5, I would. But I can't. I have to pick a 6 or a 7. I can't. Seeing what I gave P1Harmony, I have to also give this a 6. That's where I'm at with this.
Oh, shout out to Corbyn. Yes, I enjoyed his vocals. He was killing it. I wished there was a little bit more Tzuyu in the song or showcased. So I give it a 6.
I'm thinking about this a little differently. I'm thinking about this from Corbyn's perspective, and I think this is a Corbyn Besson main song.
Right.
I know a lot of my complaints were centered around Tzuyu, and I do think that's a bit of that's a bit of a critical experience where like she has most of the chorus. So it's like you know, you gotta pay attention to that part of the song. Other than, if I'm brutally honest, other than that, I was completely sold on the song. I had a lot of fun. I think this Corbyn Besson guy. I don't know. I haven't really seen him before. I was like fairly impressed. Result wise, I ended up where you guys are. I have a 6.
Okay.
All right.
SojuTalk Nation Gochu Gang also voted, and they gave it a 6.20, and as a result, it gets a 6.05. Hey, everything above 6 this week. All good songs.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
good.
solid.
All right. So the summary is Hearts to Hearts with Pretty Please 6.42, P1Harmony X with a 6.76, and Tzuyu and Corbyn Besson Blink with a 6.05. Hey, next week we're not covering songs, guys. Like the only song we could possibly cover is this Isna Mamma Mia track. It's the only one that's coming out before Chuseok. Guys, it's a rough, weird track. Like
Really?
you're gonna
yet.
like. I want you guys to go listen to this one. There's like there's Black Label, Teddy fingerprints, and construction all over this. There's a random festival. There's like a chorus that it doesn't look like the members who are actually singing it. It doesn't look like that person's lip syncing it. There's a lot of inherent fun with this song. Please go check it out.
Damn.
Yeah. Finally, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes, we have a couple here. First off, aespa with Rich Man won on EMP Countdown, Show Music Core, and Ikigayo. So I have a total of 7 wins with that one. Then we have Dayoung with Body, first solo win on the show. Congrats to her. Then we have Yugi with MO, first solo win as well on Show Champion. Congrats to her. And then we have I Did with Chandan, first win ever for them on Show Champion. Congrats.
Hey, say what you want. aespa Richman's doing well.
It is.
Dayoung winning a soloist win with the first
I'm so
debut
happy.
song is crazy.
Yes.
Also, some of the Uju Sonyo girls were there when she won it. If you
XC
check
did
out
the rap
winning
for the
scene.
encore performance. You see that?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Hey, Dayoung is absolutely killing it. I want to see more of her tracks that she has going forward. But that ends part 1. SojuTalk episode 345. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it. Part 2 of SojuTalk episode 345. I made everyone else listen to this Isna Mamma Mia track. We might cover it. No promises there.
Mamma Mia.
Let us know if
Think
you have
about it.
let us know if you have really strong opinions about this track. That's what I'll say.
I have very strong opinions, Doug. I'm letting you know.
All right. Go have a Teddy festival, dude, by yourself over there.
Please.
Let's talk to the news. The first one, the first mediation session in the 600 million won civil lawsuit involving EXO, CBX, and SM Entertainment has broken down. A second session has been scheduled for October 2nd. So they're arguing about 600 million won, right? Which is like 400K US, right?
Oh man.
The issue is SM said that they let CBX leave the company for individual activities, but they have to pay 10% of everything they make doing solo activities outside of the company. CBX says, yeah, but SM didn't properly give us accounting data about revenues and other things, so how could we tell you what 10% was? And SM is saying, no, we know how much it was. It was 600 million won that it was. So they're arguing about that, more or less. Yeah, so SM sued CBX for failing to pay the 10%. CBX countersued demanding accounting transparency and enforcement of the agreed distribution rates. The combined lawsuits come to about 600 million won, or 6억 in Korean. So it failed the first negotiation. They're going to keep going with this. That's a lot. That's like $500,000 on the like they're arguing about. That's a lot of money. It's just it's muddying the waters because EXO dropped that teaser thing and everyone was excited, but we literally got a lawsuit going on. So I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, fun, right? Let's go.
Right.
Have you guys heard the Boys to Planet? The show ended. Dude won. Spoiler alert! Don't listen to most of the news is about this. Do you guys know the name of this group?
I do not.
I do.
It's bad, Nina.
How bad
Alpha
is it?
Drive 1.
Huh?
Also known as Aldi, like the grocery store. Alpha Drive 1 is the name of this group.
Aldi?
Yeah, Aldi. And they pronounce it Aldi 1, I believe, in Korean. It's like when I heard JJ saying it, Aldi 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Aldi 1?
Aldi 1.
Why? D is missing from the Korean pronunciation. If anything, it should be Aldu one, which I guess doesn't sound good.
It might have been that, but it sounds something like that. But hey, Alpha Drive 1, guys. That is the name of this group.
Drive 1?
And so the number one comment here was, "Yo, Mnet, this ain't Formula One racing." That was and other people are saying, you could pick up your Alpha Drive 1 merch at Aldi if they have like bags you could buy and stuff.
Okay, can I be honest for a second?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad.
Okay.
It could be worse. I just the Aldi miss connection, I guess, is messing up.
It could have been like Beta Boys or something, dude. That would have been worse.
Like I'm liking Alpha Drive 1 more than like Sigma Chin.
Sigma Boys.
They should have abbreviated to AD1, but I guess that's too close to like ZB1.
All right, guys. Here's the big spot. I'm gonna announce who won. If you don't want to know, guys, it's been a while. It's been like 4 days. If you're invested in the show, you probably know by now. But I'm gonna spoil it. So skip.
Yeah.
Skip the rest of the news because I think like the next 5 articles are about this group. But let's go. Here's the lineup, guys. Here's the lineup. Sangwon won the show. First place. Second place, Joan Shin, the main Chinese guy. Third place is Boy Stories Hushin Long. Ended up in third place. He had a meteoric rise.
Wow.
He ended up in third. Fourth place was the Mnet kid. This is the kid Mnet basically rigged into this group, Gonu. And then fifth place was the kid who looks like Taemin, and right here, his name is Zhang Jihao. People were very excited about. He had a late rise. People think he looks like Taemin and Ten kind of fused together. That's what, and he has a very sexy vibe. And then additionally, sixth place was Elio. He was the guy who auditioned with Sangwon, and they were in trainee 8 together, so both of them made it. And then seventh place was Sanghyun made it here, and then Junso made it here. Those were the kids who made the group. One of these, I think a couple of these dudes are already debuted. I think this Junso kid is in an already debuted group. Let me make sure I'm saying it correctly. He is in We I, the group with Johan in it. He's in this group.
Oh, yes, okay.
So that's where we are there. We ended up with 3 Chinese kids and 5 Koreans. People thought the stage looked really weird in terms of the composition. There was like one chair at the top, right? And then there was 2, and then there was 1, and then 2. So people were like, this looks stupid because they only have 8 kids. They couldn't make like a real pyramid. You couldn't put 4 at the bottom or anything like that. So people really thought they were going to produce or pick a 9th kid, and it just didn't happen. So we have 8.
Oh man.
Yeah, these are the 8 kids.
I mean, how do you guys feel about this?
Okay, to be fair, I kind of dropped the show at a certain point.
Me too. But I'm not surprised by like the top 4.
6. Top 6 makes sense to me, honestly. Based on what I remember, these 6 make sense.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
And then, I don't know if it's the Sanghyun kid or the Junso kid. One of these kids is eating a ton of shit online. Like Akpul.
Oh, really?
Bad comments.
Oh.
Why?
I don't know which one it was. I think it's this kid right here. I think it's the kid in 7th. Sanghyun. But, hey, this is the lineup.
Interesting.
It is what it is. So let's keep going. I got more news about this. Oh, Warren, what are you gonna say?
No. This is a little side bit, but like there's like a community of kids on TikTok and Instagram Reels who are like crying about one of the guys not making it. Like, person after person, I keep seeing these girls who are like crying because the 9th place boy didn't make it. I think his name was Kangmin.
Yu Kangmin, he's from Very Very. He was like top 8 most of the way, and he just didn't make it at the end. He got 9th.
Yeah, and then all of them were pointing to one of the Chinese kids who had a meteoric rise, and they're like, "Who is this guy coming out of nowhere?"
Zhang Jihao, that's the kid who came out of nowhere.
I think it is. At the end. I think it's Hushin Long that they were pissed off.
Hushin Long, really? Yeah. He's been getting pushed since episode 4.
I don't know, man.
But all right. First thing, Alpha Drive 1 contract was first announced as 5 years, which people were like, "Shit, that's a long ass contract." Yeah. But then there was a dispatch expose about the contract came out. So there is controversy about this contract. First thing, it is a 5-year mandatory contract. Starting from once the album is released, the contracted artist must only work under CJ affiliated subsidiary Wake One for 5 years. They cannot do anything other year. Additionally, there is a hidden 6th year. In the 6th year, the artist is required to release one single and hold a concert or performance. All special activity obligations are mandatory, and they must participate in anything scheduled in the 6th year as well. The weirdest thing is, the contract even included a clause covering those who did not end up winning the show. It says that CJ E&M reserves the exclusive rights of their management and can form another group with these kids or put them on other survival shows.
Oh,
That was this is the
strange.
contract that all the trainees signed to be on the show.
they're gonna make a subgroup then. for
Anita?
sure.
You will be pleased to know that, Doug, are you going to talk about this next?
Yeah, not even a sub group, Anita. A sub Chinese show is happening.
Oh my god.
Planet C home race starting December 7th. If you're like, so basically, if you're a trainee and you didn't make this group, right? You're not having the good part of this contract. For the next like 5 years, they could just call you up and either put you in a new group or a new show. And these Chinese kids are getting forced to be on this show, it seems. Some of them.
Oh boy. Okay.
They're contractually obligated to do it.
That's. I mean, I guess they said they were okay with this if they signed,
They
but
signed it to be on the show.
seems like a lot.
Yeah.
This 6th year weird level of opaque transparency is kind of, I don't know what they're trying to pull there, if I'm completely honest. I'll have to think about it. Typically when a contract is a +1, +2 situation,
Yeah.
it's typically like conditional, as in like, oh, like if for example, like if there's a 5-year contract +1, you know, if the parties involved are pleased and they want to continue, they have a +1 that they can, you know, trigger, and then, you know, yeah.
Depending on how it goes. Yeah.
This clearly lays out all the things that needs to happen on that +1 6th year, and there are, I'm looking at what Dispatch released in Korean, and there's no like conditional statement about the 6th year. So this is essentially a 6-year contract in my head. Like, I don't know.
Yep. That's what it feels like people are saying.
Yeah, which I don't know. Like, that is, for a normal group, I would be like, yeah, sure, that makes sense. But I don't know. I thought these are supposed to be transitional groups, as in like they're supposed to lead something cool outside of this group. I guess, you know, CJ looked at all the reactions around their previous groups and they were like, just, you know what, just let's keep just doing 7 years. Like, I guess that's what it is.
The narrative now is that CJ is basically just poaching the best kids from these smaller companies, and sure, they kick back money to the companies, but it's an easy way to get really good trainees to form your own groups for 5 years, and where they get a lot of the money. That's what people are saying, you know?
It really is. This is, for me, this is a little concerning. The way they're involving themselves in this manner, and the way they're connected to Wake One. Wake One typically being not a company I'm particularly excited about in terms of management. Like, yes, Zero Base One is doing really well. Is not Kepler, I don't know, man. Like, some of these previous groups, I don't know, man. Like,
Hey, they ain't making the debut till early 2026, so that long contract doesn't even start till then. So they got them for like basically 6 years and a half, more or less. People are saying, like, this is just, people are saying in theory this is essentially a 7-year contract. They're saying,
That's what it feels like.
they said it's crazy. They said anyone who wanted to use these kids from their company, they're like effed, right? Like, good luck. You ain't seen them for 7 years, more or less.
damn.
Without CJ permission. I don't know. It's the price you pay. But additionally, you know, people were sad that Kangmin didn't make the group, but Very Very announces their comeback plans following Boys to Planet finale. They haven't had a comeback since 2023 spring, I think. And in that time, one of the dudes, I think his name is Donghyun, went to the military and came back. One of the guys.
Yep.
Yeah, in between the releases. So they're having a full comeback. People are excited about that. Next thing I wanted to say, it is finally happening. The thing I've been begging for. Huntrix EJ, Audrey, Nana, and Ray Amy will perform Golden live on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon on October 7th, 2025. Okay.
Nice.
Let me make some takes about this. The longer we went without a live performance, I saw people speculating, can she even sing the notes like in person? Like, is it like...
Oh.
I saw some speculation about that. But she did mention somewhere that she's been suffering with the side effects of bronchitis she had earlier in the year, which is why they haven't been able to sing it up until this point. But it better be live vocals. People are expecting it, right? If they call on Fallon on the 7th and it's lip synced, pitchforks are probably going to come out. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Man,
Right?
yeah.
like that's the easiest way to put
mean,
this.
I guess I didn't know that she was not feeling her best.
Same.
EJ, I think, right? EJ was the one who was ill earlier this year. But I feel like all of them can do it. I guess to me it was reassuring to know that the movie, right, K-pop Demon Hunters, had specific artists as the singing voices and then specific actors as the character voices, right? So I feel like I'm not too concerned, I guess.
I mean, this is one of the biggest sink or swim moments I think we'll ever see, right? Like, this song has gone mega viral. People wanted to see live. It's going to be on Fallon. I think a lot of people are going to see what happens, right? At a minimum.
I think they'll do good.
I think they'll do fine too. I trust. But it's exciting. I'm going to probably tune in and watch this, or at least catch the clip right after. So, hey, it's happening. Additionally, so K-pop Netflix, I'm going to say Netflix, announced Huntrix and Soju Boys are going to have an official light stick you can buy. Yeah.
Like merch?
The merch. I mean, there's already merch on Netflix.com you can buy from this. There's t-shirts and plushies.
There's a light stick
There's
now.
going to be light sticks.
I mean, if they're doing light
Right.
sticks, when are you guys gonna be on a music show? And Jimmy Fallon does not count like that.
I also think isn't there a K-pop Demon Hunters? I think there's a Fortnite collab coming too. Yeah, there is.
Oh.
Wow.
So it's gone super mainstream. I'm surprised we ain't gonna see them singing it at like Mama or something. I feel like it should happen. Am I crazy?
Ew.
I don't know.
Who knows?
So that-
I'm looking at these light sticks on Netflix.shop. Each are $49.99. They
that's
are
not that. That's not that bad, Anita.
no,
It's
like-
not?
not
It's
anymore.
not.
You could also pay $75 and get a K-pop Demon Hunters Huntrix logo robe for your shower needs,
Robe?
and you can get the
Yeah,
Gino
Anita-
cosplay shirt for $55.
Anita, if you want the official Espa light stick in America, you're paying like $60 with shipping. Like, yeah.
Dang.
This ain't that bad.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to K-pop Demon Hunter. Shout out to Huntrix. Shout out to the Soju Boys. Lisa has signed with talent agency WME for acting. That's a giant agency, guys. It's one of the biggest ones.
Wow.
So if you remember, she appeared on what show was it?
White Lotus.
White Lotus, but now she's getting further into acting. It's great for Lisa. You'll probably be able to see her
Okay.
more. Next thing we have Top is releasing a full-length album 4th quarter 2025.
Oh my god.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Oh my God.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, that's happening. Other big YG-esque thing, All Day Project. I ought to mention this November comeback. It's happening. They
Nice,
were in
nice.
Europe for some kind of fashion thing. They do a lot of fashion stuff, and literally there, Annie was like, "Yeah, we're coming back soon, guys." She like just said it, and it was
Cool.
announced like the day after.
Okay.
They're
Wow.
coming back. So we got that. Additionally, Twice announced a world tour, guys, for 2026.
Whoa.
The part 2 of the This Is 4 tour. They're coming to like everywhere, guys.
That's a lot of dates.
There's
Yep.
a lot of dates.
Oh.
We got like Vancouver, Seattle, Oakland, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Dallas, Washington, Belmont. So that would be the New York stop. Philly, Atlanta, Montreal, Hamilton, Taipei, Orlando. How are they going to Hamilton? The Taipei to Orlando. Okay. Charlotte,
Yes.
Austin, Chicago, Detroit, St. Paul,
Wow.
Denver, Austin, Lisbon, Barcelona, Paris, Berlin, Cologne, Amsterdam, London. That's crazy. That's the entire
Wow.
first half of the year they're going to be touring. Wow.
Big range.
Hey, Anita, Detroit, Chicago, for us, Belmont Park, I guess you got to go to.
Belmont Park. I didn't even know there was a venue at Wait a minute.
No, that's the USB Arena in Nassau County.
Okay.
Yeah. I think. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I was thinking
I'm
about
right,
the
right?
shopping mall next to it, which is built next to that. You're right. You're right.
We got double dates in Los Angeles and Belmont Park as well. But hey,
Wow.
they're hitting some of the like smaller U.S. spots. Like not everyone goes to Detroit, right? Like that's crazy.
Hardly.
But
Yeah.
people are going to be very excited about
Yeah.
this. Like Orlando too. Very few go to Orlando. They normally go to Miami. Additionally, Artemis is doing more of that Club Icarus thing. They announced new dates in Buenos Aires, Sao Paulo, Mexico City, and Santiago, Chile. If you want to go to that,
All right, Latin America.
we're going Latin America for a nightclub party. And then finally, not like surprisingly, iHeartRadio does Jingle Ball right every year.
Oh yeah.
Monster X is going.
Oh.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. It's a
I feel like
little
I
random.
feel like in 2025, that's kind of. And then it says a special sing-along moment for K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay.
That's what it says at the
Sing
bottom.
along moment.
Yeah, I don't know. That's happening too. But this is a big event. iHeartRadio Jingle Ball is a huge one. It's at Madison Square Garden. You got Ed Sheeran and Monster X on the same. Nelly, that Luffy.
Yo, look
Wow.
up. There's Ed Sheeran and Big X the Plug.
And Monster
Remember
X.
that?
People are saying
two X's.
People are saying someone at the iHeartRadio like office must be a big Monster X fan. That's what they were saying.
That's what it's gotta be.
Maybe.
Like, yeah.
Just like it feels kind of weird. But that's all we have in terms of the K-pop news. Next week we might cover ISNA. The only other song that's coming out during the Chuseok week is Hit G's, which is next Monday. But I don't think we're gonna cover that. That's it for me. Let's go to the After Hours thing.
Hi.
All right, Warren. You procured feedback from people about boy group, girl group excellency, or top 3 boy groups and girl groups 2025. Right?
Yeah, let's talk about that. When we say boy group, girl group excellency, we're referring to the award show at the end of the year, internally for us, where we talk about 3 top groups from boy groups and 3 top groups from girl groups that we think were really good that year. So, like last year, like up to last year, we were talking a lot about LE SSERAFIM. We talked a lot about New Jeans, Twice, Blackpink. A lot of these
aespa, 17.
a lot of these successful groups that do commercially really well, but also like have a really solid discography and musical output to back it up. That's typically how we approach Group Excellency of the Year awards. Issue is, for 2025, I think more than ever, it's a bit of a mixed bag where we don't have clear, strong call outs, and instead people have very strong arguments for different groups because people focus on different things. So let's talk about each of the groups, girl groups and boy groups. I asked you guys, who do you think should win girl group of the year? And you guys gave me a lot of good answers. If I can scroll towards the left a little bit.
Wow, a lot of feedback.
Let's go through a couple, because right off the bat, people were talking about Cat's Eye. You guys, how do you guys feel about Cat's Eye?
Right.
I think Cat's Eye should be included. That's my honest take.
That is the question.
We
And did they have a good year?
inevitably with Cat's Eye, we have to like start with the conversation of like, are they eligible because are they K-pop and that whole thing. And I do think a part of their success with Gnarly has not been K-pop specific, and it's definitely been like American general public, general mainstream success specific as well. But I mean, like I think we still can approach it from a K-pop lens and K-pop perspective. I think they still count, regardless of how I feel about Gnarly. I mean, it was one of the most viral hits of the year, so.
I think I think the argument of whether they're K-pop or not is a stronger argument versus the argument should they be included in our stupid arbitrary award show. I think they should. We covered all their songs.
That's true.
You're right.
Yeah.
If you're covered, you do qualify.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That also means Corbyn Besson, my guy, is pretty eligible.
Male soloist of the year. Male soloist of the year, Corbyn Besson.
Come on, Corbyn. Give me another album. Give me another one. So I think Cat's Eye is a pretty strong contender. Pretty strong breakout year after they mixed their debut last year. Another group that was getting a lot of mentions was NMIXX. We got one from Dinboy. We got one from Aruthabati. We got another one from Above the Sky on Discord. All of which we're talking about. A lot of the discourse around NMIXX has been great song quality, very artistic forward. Bit of a mixed bag commercially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess here's the thing. If we go just on the music, easy slot in, right? Top 3 makes sense to me. But it's that thing you mentioned earlier that typically you combined massive group plus good songs equals excellency. That's how we traditionally does it. And in 2025, that NMIXX's FEV, whatever that forward, whatever that mini thing, that it's at 750K. If that's not commercially successful at this point, I don't know what is.
That's
right?
true. Good sales, yeah.
So they do have low-key good sales. It's just that, like, the songs have really good... They have really good songs, but the charting isn't actually that great for a girl group, right? Like, Know About Me peaked at 78 on Circle Chart, right?
So general audience popularity is lacking a bit.
Yeah, but we all recognize that the songs are good. So they've kind of become like a listener's choice versus a commercial choice, right?
Oh,
and that just doesn't normally fit what we try to do. But in terms of the music, you gotta give it to them, I think.
I do want to call out that NMIXX is dropping their first full album, Blue Valentine, in about 2 weeks, October 13th Korean time.
That's happening.
Right now, the track list is going to feature title track Blue Valentine, along with Spinning on It, Phoenix, Reality Hurts, Rico, Game Face, Podium, Crush on You, Adore You, Shape of Love, OO Part 1, OO Part 2. I guess that's actually happening. I think a lot rides on a full-length album release. Typically, I use that to judge. That's always a big point for me in terms of artist evaluation. So while I want to say NMIXX so far is a strong contender for artist of the girl group excellency of the year, I do think I want to hold off on that evaluation until we get to this album release, which I admit I'm pretty excited by. I was really excited with the last EP release. I got what I wanted. We'll see, you know? Anita, do you have anything else to add?
For NMIXX?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, again, like, I think we've all mentioned this to some extent, where, like, it makes sense to us musically, right? But I do know that charts maybe play a part in, like, gauging general audience popularity and maybe impact in a way, like how big was their impact, their songs, their singles, in the general audience scheme of things. But I don't know, NMIXX, I guess NMIXX was one of the groups that just came up just based on like preference and how good the music has been so far.
I think they set themselves apart in that way, and that's why there's a lot working against them in terms of the general narrative against NMIXX. I hope they beat it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little biased in that aspect. We're gonna move forward a little bit. Another group that people like to mention a lot is Triple S. Kate Kazoo said Triple S, their full album was amazing, and they've got Japanese mini album K-pop Korean full album coming this year. Fromis 9 fan ironically said Triple S because their album was really good.
Here's my take, right? Should I drop a spicy take?
Shit, yeah, do it.
No.
Here's my take. No, this is not a shot at Triple S. This is a general statement, right?
Yeah.
The way our show is formatted, these groups live or die by the title tracks, right? They do not live or die by the quality of the entire album, sadly. Just not how we quantify groups on this show. So the album might have been amazing, but if I remember correctly, what do they have? One title track, right? I think.
Let me double check. Keep going.
That we've covered this year. Yeah, I believe it's just one. I believe it's just "Are You Alive" in May, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember that one.
Yes, we did not cover Password nor the upcoming. Or I don't think we'll cover the next EP in Japan. In Japan.
If you base it on just that, I don't think they get it. Right? Am I wrong?
I think there's something to note there about the positive reception around Triple S, and I know that even though I am not the biggest fan of Triple S critically, there's a lot of great positive critical feedback around Triple S and their music, and how much audience participation is involved. This cool new revolutionary 24-member system, and like I think the vibes are really good there. I will admit. And I do think, to your point, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I think K-pop is a singles medium more than an album medium. It's a little bit more consumed as a singles market rather than an album market. It's just a lot of these projects are not created with album listening in mind, if I'm completely honest with how I feel about this genre. That being said, I think Assemble 25 was really solid, and I think that I get why people put them on the discussion for that, and I don't think it's a weak contestant by any means. You know?
Well, I'll say this: I agree that you could say that they're deserving of it in your own like framework, but on the framework of the show and award show based on our podcast, I think the argument's a lot weaker. Right? Is that a good way for me to put it?
Yeah, I think Yeah.
Like that's not throwing any shade at Triple S. I'm just saying we covered one Triple S song this year, and it scored well, but not like amazingly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did listen to Password on my own, which is their Japanese pre-release, and I had fun with that. So, for what it's worth, I don't think they're not delivering on what they need to.
Can I gauge your opinion about one group really quick before we go to the other monolith that we need to talk about?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
How do you feel about people nominating very hard for or campaigning hard for Twice being in the top 3 girl groups this year?
Twice is... We're at an interesting trajectory in their narrative or their career at the moment, which one I did not expect for Twice. Like, I think we alluded to it earlier, but there's a lot of interesting online discussions about Twice, and it's suddenly become really cool to hate on them for some fucking reason online. I don't know why.
As we mentioned earlier in the show. But from Twice, if I understand correctly, isn't it just This Is For, right? Am I wrong?
I'm double checking.
This year? Yeah.
The strategy was last year.
Well, 10, The Story Goes On special album releases October 10th, and it features 10 whole songs along with title track Me Plus You.
Okay, so there's something coming.
This is a really cool album. Every track other than the title is a solo track for each member.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I guess Twice is I guess one of the bigger, more recognizable names, I guess, in this discussion.
That'd be associated with more nominations.
Right.
I could see that.
But I guess I do agree where I feel like maybe it didn't feel that it had that big of impact. Referring to This Is For. Also, it was so short, that song.
Yeah.
Criminally short, but
hey.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
There are a lot of high tier girl groups that release multiple comeback cycles, and they're not getting many nominations. I.e., like a aespa, like an IVE. You know?
IVE. IVE.
IVE did XOXZ, Attitude, and Rebel Heart were all this year.
Joy on Discord did mention IVE, and I don't think that's coming out of nowhere. But I think if I compare IVE to where they've been in the previous years, I felt like they were a little lacking a little bit.
It feels less.
Sorry, one more thing about Twice. I think a part of why I'm not really putting them on the candidacy for Group Excellency of the Year is there was a lot of hype around 4. It was hyped up for a very long time. They dropped teasers for it way early, since like spring or so, like March or some shit. and when it dropped, like Anita mentioned, I feel like the actual release didn't kind of failed to meet up to that hype. And then ever since then, we've spiraled into this conversation of, oh, well, talent, solo release numbers, and that's where it's been a bit of a interesting discussion point for Twice. Are they having a weak year by any means? I don't think so.
No. They're touring like crazy too.
That's true.
Okay.
Right, get to the giant monolith here. What is it?
Interesting points from Malfiar and Therese on the Discord. Malfiar went on to say, I'm not talking about a fictional group, not for a group of the year, lol, song of the year maybe. Actually, he said sure. But then Therese proceeded to send me an entire essay about how Huntrix is fictional group, but should be considered a K-pop artist along other K-pop artists for group excellency of the year. And I'm gonna show her entire dissertation to give her the respect it deserves on screen here. But if I can summarize it a little bit, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that K-pop is based around K-pop. Yes, maybe it's fictional, but that's not new for K-pop in this current generation, an era like seen as in Plave. And I don't disagree with Therese, if I'm completely honest. Like, I think whether I think Huntrix deserves Group of the Year, Artist of the Year, I don't know. But I think they should at least be considered for it, because they did have a 0 to 100 reception where they, dropped out of nowhere. Essentially, this is their debut. And, we got this monster of a reception from such a giant diversity of audiences between younger folks, older folks, in Korea, domestic, international, you know what I mean? Like,
I can't do it. I can't.
Oh, you wouldn't?
Like, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
I could give Golden Song of the Year, but I don't think I could give Huntrix like artist group excellency, because I think artist excellency to me encompasses more than just the music. It encompasses the reception to that music. It encompasses how the kids are in the K-pop sphere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the struggles of being an idol, I think is factored into what they're dealing with, how they're going touring. I think all of this gets involved in that. And I think Huntrix, like, sure, there are people behind the songs and all like that, but we're basing it on how well this movie did and how well people are receptive to this.
If we as a show, like, there's a couple award shows out there, like the KMAs and like Grammys, that has record of the year nominations, which is a little different from album of the year or song of the year. I think it deals with a lot of a musical project and like how it's perceived and like how it's critically accepted and like how it feels as a cohesive package. And I think as a cohesive experience, the stuff I got with Huntrix out of K-pop Demon Hunters and Golden, I think all of that was really cool. I think if we had a record of the year, this would definitely be it. And if you had a song of the year, I think Golden is a very, very strong candidate, if not the winner. We'll see when you get there. But I'm kind of with you on this one, Doug.
Do you want my other take?
Oh,
I have a take.
Yeah.
If I'm willing to include Cat's Eye on my list, then XG is also on my top 3.
Oh, XG.
Based on the confines of our show, if I'm putting Cat's Eye on the thing, I'm putting XG in it because I think their songs have been a lot better than a lot of other people's. That's my take.
Man, if I'm looking at their 2025 releases, this covers Is This Love, In the Rain, as well as Million Places. They did a world tour, and now they're leading up to their first full-length album release in January. Gala being the pre-release to that. Interesting. Anita, do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, I feel like also musically I have been enjoying XG quite a lot for a while. I don't think this is something new to 2025. I guess I take into consideration the fact that I don't think we got a lot of comments talking about XG in this conversation, which is interesting, right? Because we do get comments about Cat's Eye and Huntrix, right? And the debate was whether we include them or not, if they're K-pop. But I guess that conversation doesn't really come up when it comes to XG. And I don't know. I guess in the confines of the podcast and our award show, right? They're definitely contenders. It's interesting to see that the conversation didn't come up with people on the server.
I think what I feel about XG is somewhat parallel to how I feel about NMIX, where I think they have a very strong fandom, they have very strong reception there, they have great critical reception. They have trouble reaching outside of that fandom is typically where I see XG and NMIX fall short a little bit. I don't know. I feel like, and this is maybe because a lot of XGs, maybe this is because a lot of XG's community is based in a country that I don't really have a strong access to, which would be Japan. But
true.
I just a lot of the discourse around XG seems missing, and I do think a part of that goes back to the conversation of is XG K-pop, and that I feel like is inherently different from Cat's Eye, because Cat's Eye is primarily English speaking. I live in America, I speak English, whereas I don't live in Japan, I don't speak Japanese fluently enough to go on fucking, I don't know, 2 channel and talk about, I don't know where they hang out, if I'm completely honest. S.Coups. Probably not XG.
Hey, to wrap up this girl group talk, right? If you had to give 3 right now, we still got a couple months to go.
Oh jeez.
Like, if I had to pick 3 right now, I'm picking Cat's Eye, I'm picking XG, I'm picking NMIX, if I really had to right now.
Oh, you're asking us to pick them right now?
Preliminary.
Like, or you don't even have to give the whole list. Would you pick anything outside of this?
I definitely would.
Outside?
No?
Not outside. I think these people, like these names, these groups are the ones that came to mind. Strongly feeling about NMIX, Cat's Eye. I mean, and now that we're talking about it, XG too, but yeah.
All right. Well, I'd have to think a little bit. I definitely think on my end, Cat's Eye and I'm a little biased. I'm gonna say Cat's Eye and NMIX. Take that for whatever you will. I just was very impressed with how they kind of they are blowing up a little bit. So I don't know. We'll see how that develops over the next 3 or so months. Doug, do you have any closing thoughts on girl group of the year?
No, I'm getting fatigued from my double vaccines. I could feel it.
Oh no!
All right,
I'm getting fatigued.
Getting
sleepy.
Let's talk about the other half of the group spectrum. Boy groups.
I think it's even harder for boy groups this year.
You know what?
It's rough.
I agree.
But there were some key call-outs. There were a couple people who strongly mentioned Zero Base One. Arthur Abadi mentioned it. Fromis9 fan mentioned it. If I recall correctly, Koala mentioned it as well. Where she said, I really enjoy both the mini and the full album. While I do think their popularity relies less on the music, they did still achieve a music show grand slam, which doesn't happen so often, and maintain their sales despite the general decline.
That is true.
I would easily put ZB1 in this year.
Yep.
I think out of all the boy groups, like, I'm having a struggle picking the boy groups, but if I had to just pick one right now, it'd be ZB1 by far. Dr. Blue, Slam Dunk, Iconic all this year. Like, that's easy work. No, I don't think there's any discussion there. I think you have to include them.
I also think like it was a big improvement compared to where I've seen them in the previous years. Like some of the earlier releases from Zero Base One felt a little flat. It felt like a large level of improvement in that aspect, and with general public relevance, I a lot of boy groups tend to focus on that a little less, and they focus on fandom sales. Zero Base One, as far as I could tell, has been reaching out to the general public a lot more often. So I mean, I think that says something.
The problem with boy groups in general this year, the top end, is that either they didn't release anything like a BTS, right? So I don't think this is not the year for them. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, right? Or we have like 17. They're in the military era. We only had Thunder. Stray Kids. We only had Ceremony, right? In terms of the Korean title tracks, they had other Japanese ones, but we only had one track from them as well, right? The other boy group near the top that I think you can make an argument for is TXT. I think you can.
Oh, yeah.
TXT.
Love Language, Beautiful Strangers. At least they did 2, relative to their peers. Might not have charted the best, but I think you can make that argument.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about why I didn't think about Tomorrow by Together. Sorry, did you mention they had 2 releases other than Beautiful Strangers was one?
Love Language.
Oh, Love Language. Yep. Yeah, no, you're right.
I guess to me those 2 releases didn't feel personally, right, as memorable as some of the previous ones.
But
they were still nice.
Who would you put in their replacement though? That's the question.
No, but I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying that maybe the reason why I didn't think of them right away, like, was that their releases were not maybe as memorable compared to their other previous ones in previous years.
Yeah, no.
But I do agree. They were one of the few big ones that released more than one track this year.
I had to do a double take and look back into what Love Language was about. This one felt like one of the most. This one, it felt like they released the song because they had to release the song, and then later on we got Beautiful Strangers, which was more of a A-tier K-pop title track. And I think if I'm completely honest, like if I think about Tomorrow by Together's general trajectory, they've had stronger years, and that's what I go back to. Same with the Seraphim or like IVE. And I think that's what maybe makes me hesitate a little bit, but I do think that one release that they did was, I was a big fan of Beautiful Strangers. So, another one that people were talking about a fair amount, though, was Boy Next Door.
I agree with that, actually.
We had 1 mention, 2 mention, Koala mentioned it. Just Emma said, for me, boy groups of the year have probably been Zero Base One and Boy Next Door. Rookie boy group of the year. Okay, that's like something different. But yeah, Boy Next Door. Charted
I would agree with that.
Yeah?
Yep.
Decent popularity. We had the release of... we had 3 releases between I Love You... I Feel Good, and then what was the other one recently?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're getting another release in 3 weeks, is what it is.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, there you go.
They did stuff in Japan too this year, I think, for the first time, maybe.
Yeah, but Anita, all these groups do shit in Japan. That's the thing.
I mean, they just started. I'm saying, like.
The problem is like Rise only had 1 track due to the controversy, right?
Yeah.
Like with the Sungon stuff. It's another group that's like distinctly missing from here, and then another whole genre of group that's kind of missing is it just feels like NCT hasn't hit too hard this year. Am I crazy in thinking that? Like,
well, they're also in their military area.
Right? Yeah, dudes are going now.
Well, I mean, how do you feel about Wish though?
Oh, I like Wish.
Yeah,
NCT Wish was nice.
They've had 3 releases this year between Pop Pop Surf, which was pre-release, but Pop Pop Surf and the another one I forget. Color. Yeah.
They might get the nod just on like activity. You know what I mean? I know the songs are okay, but they might get it because there's not I guess what I'm trying to get at is there's not too many guy groups just releasing a lot of songs this year, like the big ones.
I don't.
This is the simple.
I mean, if I'm completely honest, I don't think a group needs to release more than 1 song to be absolutely. I don't think that needs to be hard. I see your I see your logic. I don't think it needs to be a hard criteria though. Like,
I think if they're releasing one track, it has to be literally gone number one. If you're gonna put them there, that's my honest opinion.
No, I would agree with that. Just wanted to make that clarification. If I can push my personal subjective bias a little bit, because we have some empty slots to fill. A little preemptive, but I was very impressed with the debut cycle of Cordis. A little bit.
Oh,
I agree.
Enough for excellency?
You know what?
A rookie?
I was not as impressed as when I first saw New Jeans, but I would have considered New Jeans girl group of the year at that point in 2021.
Dang.
Similar logic, I think.
Okay.
Between Go, Fashion, What You Want, I think they had a lot of it was a very strong musical release. I know that their style of music is not something that works for everybody, but what they're trying to do works really well. I do think there's a very strong influence from our boys Sick, Don Toliver, like that whole lineup of folks, but I don't think it's just completely one-on-one reduplication of auto-tune heavy rage trap music. I do think what we're getting is pretty interesting. It's pretty trend forward in a way that K-pop it typically does not involve itself in. I do like how the production is working with the members being so heavily involved, and I have felt like there's been a good level of virality with this group where like
I agree with that. Yeah,
I'm seeing this go around people who typically don't listen to K-pop, so that's gotta say something, right? Like,
I guess I thought it was a little early to say that they're in that group of like the excellency for boy groups, but they're one of the boy groups that I think have done well, like popularity wise, song wise. Even if they have just debuted.
I think my argument would be a lot stronger if they did one more release sometime near like late November, maybe. I know that's a very quick turnaround, but we'll see.
They're not going to.
They're probably not.
No way.
No. We did 6 girl groups. We have 5 boy groups. Do we want to figure out one more?
Anybody else?
You put AT. You gotta put ATs in there.
ATs?
We might not.
ATs
we not
did
be
release a bit.
We might not be the biggest fan of their music, but they've released like In Your Fantasy, Lemon Drop. I always forget that Ice on My Teeth was last year, though. It feels like it just happened, though. Play It Like Tennis, that song. That was last year. But I think you would include ATs in there. Stray Kids is one song, right? I think, right? It is.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Didn't Hypen release more than one track this year?
See, I like the Unhypen track, the Whether With or Without You one, right? A lot more than y'all did. But I think that was the only one we got from them this year. It was.
Was it?
Bad Desire, With or Without You. Man, it's like... It's interesting, like, the landscape this year. Am I crazy? Like, thinking it's a little sparse?
Yeah. For boy groups, at least, yeah.
I think we have... Here's what I'm noticing with the boy group sphere. I don't want to say it's sparse. I feel a little cruel. But I do think we've democratized the initial success of this generation, of this crop of boy groups a little bit. As in, the last 2 or so years, we saw a huge pop-off of groups like To Us. And it felt like we were getting a revitalized energy shot back into these boy groups. And that's kind of dissipated a little bit into different groups a little bit. A lot of shared interest, if you will. Whereas, personally, To Us felt a little lackluster. Maybe a lot more lackluster than the other years. And that's why I don't think we have them on this grid here. But, I don't know. It feels like, it does feel like girl groups. It does feel like a generational transition where we're setting up for a really big success story with like maybe, Boy Next Door or Cordis or like
the groups that don't get mentioned in Korea too. I mean, outside of Korea too, like I Hope Those groups are doing really well. There's a couple
survival show.
There's those survival show boy groups that are winning music shows, but no one pays attention to outside of Korea. Close Your Eyes as well. They're honestly doing well in Korea, but they don't get talked about outside of. Like they're doing surprisingly well.
Yeah.
If you think about the guy side of stuff, like the actual biggest stuff this year is probably like G-Dragon was huge this year, right? Mark's 1999 thing, Woods was big this year, right?
Soloists.
Yeah, the male soloist actually had a good year. Do-Young's thing was pretty big too, you know? The only other boy group here, even though we weren't the biggest fan of it, that To Us, that one track did extremely well.
Countdown, was it?
Yeah, that one. It actually did really well.
But even that song, compared to like their first two main releases.
I get it. You know who else we should shout out here? P1Harmony has been putting in work this year as well. They've released a lot of tracks.
You know what? I agree.
Right? I would put them. I would just mention.
P1Harmony. They've been touring too, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I think that covers most of the bases. Hey, if you did not have the chance to tell us who your favorite group of the year award should go to for this end of the year award show that's happening in 3 months, that's kind of on you. We told you guys. You even had an extra day because I got held up on work yesterday. So if you want to participate in events like this, which we're doing next week, what are we doing next week, Doug?
It is the TXT Soju Bomb.
If you want to rate all the To Us title tracks, TXT title tracks since their debut, come join the Discord, be a part of that whole conversation. Go put in your numbers, and you get to have a say in the numbers that pop out next week. So, keep following us there. If you did already send us your messages, I read through all of them. Thank you so much. Actually, I lied. I didn't.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
One, I think I read through most.
Shout out to everyone. Join the Discord. Do this TXT Soju Bomb. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
And here's an extra special shout out to all of our Fiesta Patreons on patreon.com. Bagel, Charles, Cotton Ball, Ellie, Gogu Mama, Honey Pools, Incoming Snail, Liam's Games and Toys, Natalie, NJ Parks, South Texas Once, Siu Sumi. And thank you for joining Soju Talk, your weekly shot of K-pop. Thank you, really.